All right, and we are back at the start. Actually, I think we might be close to the 1,000-meter mark now for the women's U17 8 event. Whitney, who's in this one?
You know, I thought you would never ask. This is for the U17 Women's 8A final. Again, top 4 crews will go in lane 2. So again, keep in mind, skipping lane 1. Lane 2 is Eugene rowing. Lane 3, Mount Baker. Lane 4, Sammamish. And lane 5, Holy Names. And it looks like right now our clear leader is Sammamish in lane 4, followed by Holy Names on the outside in lane 5, and then followed by a very close 3rd and 4th with Mount Baker and Eugene. But right now our clear leader is Sammamish in lane 4. Again, on the outside here, Holy Names making a push to try to shake Mount Baker and Eugene, who are battling it out. I'm going to give Eugene maybe 2 seats down. Again, maybe 3 seats down at this point on Mount Baker in lane 3. But both crews going stroke for stroke here. So again, we will see as they start to make their way through the third 500 and into the last 500 if someone decides to throw a punch.
Yeah, some really clean rowing right here. I'm really especially loving the catches that I'm seeing up at the top of your screen. Never mind, I misspoke. I think I just saw a really immaculate stroke out of that boat. Interesting race developing at the bottom here. These two boats are going stroke for stroke almost. Those bow balls are pretty well aligned.
And the bottom, as we said, are Eugene in lane 2 and Mount Baker. So right now we have Eugene overtaking Mount Baker about 2 seats up now. Again, but it's anybody's game. This is very, very back and forth here. We still have a little bit of real estate left to play with, but not that much. So we'll see if anyone decides to bring the rate up a little bit early and make a break for it on the sprint. Again, all 4 of these boats know as of right now that they will move on.
Yeah.
So whether they decide that they want to throw a punch for pride or whether they want to maintain and just finish up a good race here, we will see very shortly as these crews start to make their way into the last few hundred meters with our clear leader, Sammamish, rowing in lane 4.
Yeah, huge depth in that Sammamish program. It's really fun watching this Holy Names crew. I mentioned their catches earlier, and it was like every 4th catch, they would have immaculate placement and synchronicity with the crew, and the boat would fly. But then it was like 2 or 3 catches would occur that were kind of a little bit off, and it was just really interesting to me when we had them in frame how well those good catches were propelling the boat for those strokes. But right now we're riding along with our race leaders, and these are the top 4 boats. This is Sammamish coming in for the win. It's so nice now that the sun is not right in our eyes. We can actually see the oars. We can see the blade designs. We can see who's doing what out there. And wow, real clean rowing from Sammamish. Holy smokes, folks. Fantastic, efficient strokes out of this crew, and they were 6 or 7 boat lengths in front of everybody else, so kind of an indicator of the consistency that they were throwing out. Holy Names coming in with a clear 2nd place right now, and they're sprinting like there's no tomorrow.
Really strong front-wheel drive we are seeing here from this Holy Names boat. Really phenomenal rush there to the finish line, followed very closely by Eugene in lane 2. So Eugene overtaking Mount Baker for that 3rd place position, and Mount Baker, led by Ellie Zweibel here, will round out the field for the women's U17 8A final. And again, we will give you some times here. Sammamish, our clear winner here with a 7:35. Congratulations to Sammamish.
Yeah, nicely rowed. It is worth noting that the wind is getting a bit more squirrely and a bit more crossy, so we've got kind of a nice corduroy texture to the water. I don't think it's really going to mess with anybody, but it does look like the middle of the course, kind of from the 1,000-meter to the 500-meter mark, is potentially the most impacted right now. No gusts really. It is a little bit colder. The clouds are starting to move in again. We got a nice little cloud cover rocking from the west about 20 minutes ago that now has covered up most of the sky. So we've got scattered blue skies, a slightly chillier temp than we were expecting. It's about 54 degrees. But again, none of this should impact our